This is a theatre called the Arcadia in Lowestoft, and about 15 years ago I was here in repertory. I was what is called the juvenile lead, and I got here somewhere between £5, starting at £5, rising to about, I should think, about £7.15, £8. The plays we did here you would never have heard of. They were written by anybody from anywhere. But we used to do quite good business, and I must say it taught me a great deal about theatre playing. But somehow or other, repertory seems to have died. And this place today is a bingo hall.
All the ink, see the ink. By itself, number 2.
The first week I was here, I only had a small part, so I came on in a suit, did my part and went off. Second week, I had about 4 changes. So I went off and came on again, still in the same suit from last week. And I came on twice in the first act, still in the same suit. And Jackson Stanley came round and he said, "Why didn't you change in the last act?" I said, "Into what?" He said, "Well, different suit." He said, "It's 3 weeks later and you're in town instead of in the country." He said, you're supposed to change. And I said, "Well, I haven't got a suit." I said, I've only got one suit.
75.
It was here, too, for me, a personal thing, that I met the lady who was to become my ex-wife, eventually. And she was the leading lady. And as I was a juvenile lead, of course, I never spoke to the leading lady. There's a very definite caste system, especially if you were new. If you were new, it meant you couldn't act, no matter where you'd been before, and I'd already been in rep a year or so. But I could speak to the juvenile leading lady, whose name was Jean Marlowe.
I was about the worst in the company, and I was jolly glad when Michael turned up, because he was even worse than me.
One day, they had a party at her flat, and she shared this flat with the leading lady. And I went to this party, and I got talking to the leading lady, really, for the very first time. I'd been in the company 3 or 4 or 5 months, never said a word to her except good morning. I got talking to her. 3 weeks later, I was married to her in a registry office here. A few more weeks later, I decided I was ready to conquer London and to take care of my financial responsibilities. So I went to London, fell flat on my face, didn't take care of my financial responsibilities. I was divorced 3 years later and out of work for 10 years.